I'm worried about this now.
It makes us all worried.
You didn't like that, did you?
This is exciting.
And then we can indulge.
There's a little bit of wood.
Giddy up.
Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us under the library. We're an actual play Call of Cthulhu podcast set in a homebrewed universe created by our very own keeper. We are script-free. We build our story together, collaboratively, in the moment. If you like what we do here and would like to support it, head over to underthelibrary.com/support. There you'll find links to our module and our Patreon. Again, that is at underthelibrary.com/support. My name's Arthur. I am playing Buddy. We are missing our Scott tonight, so no Johnny Dante. That means I am joined by Wayne as Lancelot, Rick as Sam, Emily as Colette, and as always, our keeper is Michael. Michael, the show is all yours.
Thanks, Art. Under the Library is a horror tabletop role-playing game set in the Call of Cthulhu universe with horror and other unsettling imagery. Not safe for Scott is your signal. The following information will be graphic. If you're concerned, skip ahead, but stay with us. We do feature mature themes played by immature people. So if everyone's surprised when you're offered cake and you didn't throat punch somebody, you're in the right place. And with that, I'll turn it over to Emily for last episode's recap.
All right. At sunset, a wagon rolled into the center square of New Bloodstone, sparklers flashing on top of a 6-foot-tall cake, accompanied by guns shooting into the air. It's a celebration in honor of New Bloodstone's 100-week anniversary. Hearing the guns and jubilant shouts, Colette convinced Lancelot to leave the garden with her, hoping to introduce him to Sam. Lancelot is suspicious of the rest of the town, but he did trust Colette enough to follow her. And when they arrived at the square and he discovered the 100-week anniversary of the town that he lived his life in, he was very confused. Now, Buddy asked his mysterious book if the cake was safe to eat, and the book's response left him suspicious. Buddy immediately regretted his choice to tell Sam his worries, as Sam began to knock cake out of people's hands, yelling about contamination.
That was on me.
He was subdued by a member of the park staff and then headed across the square to Buddy. As we ended, Sam waved Lloyd over, hoping to answer some questions about the strange residents of the town.
All right. And with that, we're going to flip over to Lancelot and Colette.
So considering that I was trying to get to Sam, where is Sam now?
Oh,
In our timeline?
yeah. So Sam is on the front porch of Body Bill's talking to Buddy and waving over a Lloyd towards him.
Right.
And
Well,
so,
Lancelot and I were holding hands and walking across the square, if I remember correctly.
between you and Art, there's no way I'm going to get away from Sam in this episode, right? Y'all are just determined to
Yep.
Make it a beeline.
All roads lead back to Sam.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So yeah, as you head over there, hey, oh my gosh, yeah. Hey, friends, how are you? Oh, look, here's some more friends walking up. Wow.
I'll turn to Lancelot and say, do you know Lloyd?
Lloyd, of course. His shop is one of the most reputable shops in town. Good
Lancelot,
evening, Lloyd.
Lancelot makes the most beautiful gardens. I mean, I've been having his fresh fruit in my shop because it's just tremendous. I mean, the fruit that he grows, oh my God, it's spectacular. Just the talk of Bloodstone, and
It was delicious.
Lloyd, it's too much. You're inflating my ego. I feel so. Thank you, though. But
Lancelot, if you don't leave the garden, how do you know Lloyd?
Oh, I do walk over, but I come over earlier in the day, and quite often, very early in the morning, I bring over several baskets of fruit, freshly picked, to his shop. That's why his fruit is so fresh and wonderful. But before any of the rapscallions are coming out of Body Bills, because they're up so late, I can make my way back to my garden and do all my work that I have to do during the day.
Hi, my name's Buddy.
Buddy, meet Lancelot. Meet Lancelot. I met him in the garden.
Hello, sir. Very, very nice to meet you, sir.
A pleasure to meet you, buddy. Are you a resident of this town?
Oh, no. I just got here today. And you're Lloyd?
Lancelot.
No. He motions at Lloyd.
Oh. Sorry.
Hi. My name's Buddy. Nice to meet you. Hand up.
And he heartily shakes your hand, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't introduce myself. It's wonderful to meet you, Buddy."
Yes, Buddy, and it's very great to meet you too, sir. Nice to meet you both. Are you both from town here?
Oh, all our lives we've been living here. Lloyd, I believe you have a few years on me. Yes, and but not many. He stays very, very fit and young looking in his shop, doesn't he? And our new friend, we have several new friends have come to town. Their names escape me, but there always seem to be several that come in.
And you said all your lives. I don't mean to be rude, but how long is that? How old are you?
Oh my goodness, I'm 35 years old.
Oh.
And
Lloyd, you've lived here your whole life too?
born and raised, and he gives you kind of like a hearty wink.
He's good stock, this town, born and raised here. Me too, but I've spent so much time in my garden, I sometimes feel separated from it. Lloyd's right in the middle of it all, aren't you, Lloyd? And he knows quite a bit. He gets all the gossip, you see. And sometimes being stuck in the garden, I love talking to him. He lets me know about things going on.
And do they have a 100-week party every 100 weeks? Have you all had that cake before?
100 weeks for what? Lloyd, does that make sense to you? 100 weeks for what?
And Lloyd looks back over at Lancelot, and all these L names are really going to start to throw me for a loop here in a second. And looks back at y'all and winks, and he's like, yeah, of course it does, Lancelot. You know, we're celebrating the birthday of the town, right? As a park.
Birthday of the town is a park. The park. I have a park section of my garden.
Right. You know, when we invited all the visitors in, right?
The new residents.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes,
So-
the residents that come to live here.
Are the faces that Lloyd's making the same ones that you're making, and does Buddy
Yeah.
notice them?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
We should probably tell our listeners what faces the keeper was making.
Very wink, wink, nudge, nudge faces. Very obvious ones.
Well, nice to meet you there, Lancelot. Name's Sam. I got one question for you, and that is, do these maps look familiar?
Sam it is. It seems so improper. Sam, what's your last name, sir? I'd like to. You're older than me, so I'd like to talk to you properly.
Oh, Wagoneer.
Mr. Wagoneer, and he holds out his hand to shake your hand.
Oh,
Now
those are the maps you got in my store earlier today, right?
And I say, well, one of them is, and I'll shake your hand, Lancelot, and I'll ask you, and I'll show you both the map that I got that's more recent, and the map that caused Leroy Jenkins here's eyes to go twizzle.
Leroy Jenkins.
So the first one is of New
They're
Bloodstone.
they're both of New Bloodstone, but one
What's
is
the difference?
older, and it correct me if I'm wrong, Keeper, but it has like the area of the original Bloodstone outlined or marked on the map, and it doesn't have some of the newer features to it.
Yeah, that would be right. It would be put out kind of originally.
But
Okay.
when Lloyd
In the
looked
early
at
stages.
it caused like a glitch in the system.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, which map do you show to him first?
I would show you the current one, and I'd say,
Current
I'm
one.
sure this looks familiar.
And I say, "Oh, let me see. I do adore maps." And oh, there's my garden. And oh, I'll have to amend a portion of this. I'm going to expand on that north edge and push it out a little bit. And I'm putting in a pond and a stream. You know, it's going to be gorgeous. Yeah, this map seems relatively accurate. There's not as detailed as some of the things I know. There's some of the points you see that are missing.
And then I'd show him the old map, the one that caused Lloyd's eyes to like blink and stare at him to glitch.
And he'll look at that and he says, "Oh, I see you have our wonderful town on it, and the surrounding environs, which I haven't traveled out to those at all. And what does it say here? It has a Bloodstone, and I can't seem to read the other portion. I can't seem to make those out, but it has our portion. And I was telling Miss Colette that I haven't made it very far out of town, but this is interesting. It must be to some sort of scale. That must be miles and miles and miles. I suppose to anything else, I can't see them."
And when he's pointing to those areas, are they just sort of like faded and rubbed out, or are they sort of legible areas? And he just like, I can read them, or Buddy could read them, but for some reason Lancelot's having trouble.
Keeper?
Is this a yeah?
It's a keeper question. I don't know if I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is wonderful method acting from Lancelot, or if this is.
Yeah, I think genuinely he's having trouble. He can't read them.
Okay.
But Sam can.
Yes.
Okay.
And when I'm looking at Lancelot, looking at these, is his eyes, or is there any facial features? And I'm looking at sort of Colette, and I'm sort of gesturing to like doing the whole like, watch the face, watch the eyes. Is that anything he's doing?
I'll leave that up to Lancelot.
No, actually, his eyes are completely locked in, and his eyes would be tracing the edges of the paper and scanning up and down and looking at all the details and noting. And he was like, "This is a wonderful piece of art. Actually, this older parchment you have. It's more aged than the other things you have. It must be from the early days of our town, when probably before I was even born. This is fascinating. Where did you find this?"
Oh, this is from an old book I found, from some time ago in a library, but it seems to have been an old depiction, Bloodstone, and for some reason, folks aren't recognizing it, or they're saying it looks too unusual for them. And it makes me think that there's something different that's happened maybe since the time this was printed till now.
Oh, well, of course. If you look at the garden, my garden started with just a few patches of flowers and trees, and it's grown so much. Over the years, it's grown so much, and I've expanded and had to knock down several walls. The map I was just showing you is not even accurate. So how could this old one be accurate? This town has grown and is much bigger.
And everything you've grown here. You haven't had brought in trees and the bushes and whatnot. They've grown here.
Oh no! I will ask for make a request. You see, and it goes through. And I have several species that have come from France. I've talked to Miss Colette about that, and they're the pears. You see, they come from France, and so many of the flowers. And you do know we have the pond I'm doing, who's going to have these great lily pads you could stand on. They come from South America. Oh, it sounds so exotic and far away. You could stand on a lily pad. It makes the most beautiful, beautiful lavender flower. Isn't that going to be wonderful?
Yeah, it sounds real nice. Speaking of flowers, and I turned to Lloyd and I said, "Lloyd, I need a big favor from my best friend."
Oh, anything for you? What can I do for you?
I need a couple of either apples and carrots and some syrup of ipecac.
Oh, well, you have to go to the dock to get the ipecac syrup, but I can get the carrots for you.
Please, sir, I'd really appreciate it. And can you point out the doc to me? I haven't met him here in town.
Oh, Doc's right over there having a big slice of cake. He's, he's got the stethoscope around his neck, so maybe that'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah, that should probably point it out. I guess all docs just walk around carrying them stethoscopes around their neck all the time.
Yeah, and they have those big shiny things on their forehead.
The big shiny things on their forehead.
But as a doctor, he probably has to wear that, right? I mean, that's part of what designates him as a doctor.
As a doctor, you would think that would make sense as a doctor, and so I'll say thank you, Lord. Please grab those for me. I think my son may be poisoned, and the sooner you get those, the better. And I'd say really appreciate it, and we'll get you a double piece of cake, I promise. And then I'll find the doc, and I'll try and go ahead.
But Mr. Sam. Best
Yes,
friend?
Lord, best friend.
I mean, one of the things that maybe in those maps that happened, and it's a story we're not really always supposed to tell, but one of the things that changed is, the city was believed to be haunted for a while, and he kind of looks around.
This one or the original one?
No, this here one. In fact, they didn't think they were going to be able to open for a while, and he's looking around like over his shoulder and stuff. They called it the Beast of Bloodstone.
The Beast of Bloodstone, Lord, please, Lord.
No. For real. So in the 1890s, there were a couple of drifters that moved out of Bloodstone this direction. One of them was a deranged doctor who was stitching people together. His name was Phil Donner, and then there was a tinkerer that moved out this way with him, Harold Rumsford, and he was doing weird kind of sciencey stuff, and they teamed up together, and they were making some sort of like Frankenstein out here in the desert, and rumor is it was still alive a few years ago, and but Mr. Lohman, well, we had a few people go missing, right? And Mr. Lohman sent out a party for it, and they killed the monster, and it's horrific. I don't know if there's any remnants of it anywhere, but the stories about those two and the experiments that they did in these hills are just gruesome. I mean, make the hairs on the back of your arms stand up.
And I stand very close to Lloyd, like I'm comfortably close to Lloyd, and I lean in and I go, son, I appreciate these fanciful tales, but my boy may be sick, and I must appreciate you grabbing what I requested, and then we can indulge on all these beasts of Bloodstone, fanciful what-you-have-its.
I'll get right off to the store. I'll get you those fresh vegetables. I didn't mean to upset you. You asked about the maps, and I was telling you about the maps because I thought you were interested in the maps, but now I guess you're interested in your son. So I'll go get those vegetables for you.
I appreciate it. I was sure. Yeah, you know what? That's a fair point, Lloyd. I'm sorry. I got a little flustered here. The seat of my loins being under the weather just makes me just so worried.
It makes us all worried.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling.
Where are the crickets when you need them?
And I'll go find Doc.
The seat of. I don't even know what to do with this.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to spell fanciful what-you-have-it as that was going on. A little distracted.
My loins, though, is pretty.
Yeah. Ugh. That's gross.
I think that's some scripture.
So anyway, while this is happening, Buddy is looking through the list of names on the page that fell out in the bookstore to see if Lloyd and Lancelot are in that list.
And yeah, they definitely would be, because they would be, I mean, they're regular employees, and so there's notes about kind of the hours that they keep, and nothing particular would stand out, I would think, unless Lancelot, is there any activity that you think would be in that book that would stand out about you?
For Lancelot?
Yeah.
This is just it's a tiny biography, basically, right?
It's like notes of comings and goings.
Right.
Oh, comings and goings from town?
Yeah, it's the notes that Buddy found that kind of listed. Oh, you know what? I think that was when the mics went out that week. But
okay.
It's a document that Buddy's found that has kind of itemized.
Actually, hold on.
Points of.
explain the document. Explain the document to Lancelot because he doesn't know about it.
Well, he's not. He's looking at it surreptitiously. He's sort of backed out of the conversation and is opened his book and is looking through this thing.
Could Lancelot do a spot hidden?
Sure.
Just a question, just for fun.
But more, keep in mind the thing that we're also trying to consider is, would there be anything in those notes about Lancelot? Is there anything observable?
Okay, we'll just go with that then. No, actually, he's incredibly repetitious in how he operates. He operates in his garden. He does a set schedule. And he's gracious towards all the residents and the new residents that are coming in.
So that routine would probably be documented in there.
And
right?
so
Just how
actually,
regularly
it would actually be rather dull. I was going to say anything from his aspect of that. Nothing out of the ordinary, except who wrote the notes. That's the only thing.
Presumably, Buddy's father.
Oh, about the town. So
Mm-hmm.
he was observing the town. Okay, it wasn't someone from within the town. It was an observer of the town.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's easy then. Yeah. So he would have noticed an extremely scheduled individual doing his work and seemingly enjoying it and delivering things on time and avoiding altercations.
Okay. And presumably nothing unusual about Lloyd either, as Michael is trying to take a drink of water.
Yeah, I mean, Lloyd's pretty regular as well.
Okay. I don't need to know his bathroom habits, but okay.
Well, Sam's talking to Lloyd, and Buddy's looking at a list. I'll just turn to Lancelot and say, if you knocked down walls and you expanded your garden, you should give yourself some credit. You've been out of town.
I've been out of town. I understand what you mean. The map is wrong. I've knocked down a wall. The map needs to be altered. According to the map, I've been out of town. Is that what you mean?
That's what I mean.
Oh, that's incredibly logical. That's fascinating. So every time I expand my garden, I move into a new territory. It's like a whole new land.
Somewhat.
This is exciting. My new pond and stream that I move beyond the wall. This will be a whole new wonderful world. Oh, I can't wait to build this. This is exciting. I've been out of town.
Maybe you've experienced more of the world than you ever knew.
This is bringing a sense inside of me that I haven't felt of
Gross.
almost adventure. It's of going into something unknown. What's a word for going to something you don't know about? Like, for instance, if you were to go out of town and you didn't know about it, or you were trying to find out something new. There's a word for that, isn't there?
Butter spelunking.
That's not the word I would have used, Sam.
It's called being, I think I've read it in a book, curious. I don't think I've been curious before.
Well, I think maybe tomorrow you should show me the bounds of your garden and then show me the area where you plan to expand.
Absolutely, I will do that.
I'm curious.
If you're curious, I'm curious to look and push these walls to a new place. Yes, we should do work together and expand the garden. There's other things that I'm curious about in this town, too. There's those 12 different points I've looked at before. They're in the ground, They're sort of a tunnel.
Really?
There's one in the garden.
Well, you will have to show me that, too. I am very curious.
I think I'm
Does
curious.
Buddy hear that?
Make a listen roll. Colette, I'm also going to let you roll a d6.
Okay.
That's a hard success.
Okay, so then you would hear it. And Colette, what did you get?
I rolled a 1.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That can't be good.
Well, you get to add that to your persuade roll because that was such a wonderful. And since one's the basis, you can add 2.
Oh, thanks. Missed opportunity.
I'm sorry, Lancelot. What was that you said about the points that one is in your garden?
The points. The points. I could show you. If you have that map, Mr. Wagoneer, do you have that map?
Oh, Mr. Wagoneer's headed over. He's by the doctor.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
talking to
okay.
Doc at this point.
I'm sorry. I didn't see him walk away. Oh, I'm mistaken. If I look at the map, there's 12 points on the map that I could point out easily.
Are they already on the map, or do you just know where they are?
Oh, they're not on the map, but residents know where they are.
Oh, that's fair. What goes on in those points?
I don't know.
I'm
I'm curious.
Then why are they significant to you?
I don't know. I'm curious. They are made of a concrete structure out of the ground with a heavy, round lid. Extremely heavy. There's tools that need to lift them. You know, once I seemed to have blacked out, but I moved one. Just once. I put it back.
Are any of them close to here?
There's one over there. Do you see between those two buildings? There's a wooden bin that holds wood. There's not wood inside.
Do we see it?
I
Like if we look
presumably
over.
it's dark. It's dark, so you can
Okay.
see the direction he's pointing in.
Okay. And what's the traffic like on the street? Is it still full party and dancers and?
Yeah, Sam, you're not kicking cake out of people's hands, right? You're just going to talk to the doctor.
He haven't come back to me, but we can get there.
Okay.
Boy, okay. So that's probably a good point. We'll cut over to Sam with the doctor. Is that
Great.
fair?
Yep.
And so he's shoving cake
Wow.
into his mouth, and as you walk up, Sam.
Oh, Doc, you're the doc, as I see you got that stethoscope there. Listen, I don't want to interrupt these festivities, but I believe my boy, may have consumed something he shouldn't, and I'm looking to see if you've got any syrup of ipecac.
Oh, I'm sure I've got some. Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry to hear. Would you like it right away?
Right away, please, as soon as you can. I'll join you right now. Just run right over.
Okay, and make a persuade roll
Yeah.
without physical violence.
Well, that means I have it at disadvantage. Let me see here. Persuade. 25. 25. That's unfortunately just a regular success for old Sammy.
Okay.
But
So he puts his cake down and he says, "Fine. I'm sorry to hear your boy's not feeling well. I'll get right over there and give me about 5 minutes. I'll have it back to you."
oh, thanks so much. I really appreciate it there, Doc. And I said, and a bucket would be great.
Oh, yeah, that's
Obviously.
right. Because you're right.
Well, one
Good
follows the other. And then I'd go over to the group and I said, listen, I'm going to go up and check on Amos. Did I hear anybody say the word map? Or maybe I would just see if offer the opportunity if anybody wanted to ask about that map.
Well, yeah. When you came back, if you came back to the group, Buddy would say, "Hey, Sam, do you think I could borrow that map of yours, the new one?"
Yeah, of course you can there, buddy. And I handed it over to you. He said, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go up and check on little Amos while Doc is grabbing the syrup.
Okay. Yeah, he did say his stomach was hurting, so he wanted to go to bed. So I brought him up there for you.
All right. And I presume, is Lloyd gone grabbing vegetables?
Yeah, Lloyd's gone. Yep.
Perfect. So I'd head up to the room
Okay.
and grab. I'd check on Amos. Is he sleeping?
Okay. So you open the door to your room
Oh dear.
and make a spot hidden.
Oh boy.
What? No. I'm worried about this now.
Probably should be a disadvantage.
16, which is a
Yeah.
hard success.
Okay.
You want to? Oh, go ahead.
Let's see. Oh, yep. Okay. And you go to touch the bed, and the bed that Amos should be in is empty. And you hear a click sound that Sam would immediately recognize as a gun. And you hear Amos say, "Dad."
Just when you say click sound, it means one of two things, and one is way more concerning than the other. And you've done this before, and it's gotten my britches twisted. But is it the sound of like the gun being cocked or the gun being pulled?
Gun being cocked.
Cocked. Wonderful. And I go. I fall deathly silent, and I go, and I put my hands up. I go, yeah, Amos, is that you? It's Dada. What's going on, honey?
Let's see what's going on. And there's a loud bang sound from behind you, and you feel a burning sensation in your ear as a bullet grazes past you.
Oh my! And I would spin around, and is Amos there?
Yeah, and he's sitting in a like behind the. He's not sitting. He's behind your bed where you and Cheryl should presumably be sleeping, and he's kneeling behind the mattress, kind of like in a position to hide. And he's fired the first shot, and he's cocking the gun to fire again at you.
Well, I mean, after that, I would jump out of the way. I mean, I would try and jump out of the room.
Okay.
And I would say, Amos, put the gun down, son. What's wrong? Are you seeing something?
Why don't you make a dodge roll?
I guess my son, it's Patricide time here with Under the Library. 10, right?
Okay.
1 0 00. Yeah, 10.
All right, and so you jump out of the way, and another bullet goes flying by where you were just standing. You hear it hit the wall, and you hear him say, "Why'd you take my cake away, Dad?"
Wait, did you say 00, Rick?
No. It was 10. No, it was 1. That would be a 1, right? It was 0. Yes.
Okay. Because if you saw double zeros, that's different.
Well, you know what? Either way,
is it double zeros with a 0?
It was.
It would be all.
Although
zeros.
hundreds are ones tonight, so.
No, that was last
over.
episode.
Yeah, that's over.
Oh shit! That doesn't go on. You're right.
No, it was. There'd be a 1. There was a 1 involved, and it was.
Yeah, you either rolled a 1 or a 10, so
okay.
You're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so my goal was to jump right outside the door frame.
Okay.
And be like, "I'll get you some more cake, son. Just put the goddamn gun down. It's your papa.
Okay.
You're gonna kill me over a piece of cake? I was coming in here to check on you, make sure you're doing well, honey, boy, honey boy."
And you hear him call out, "You don't really love me, do you?"
Oh, fuck. Of course I love you. I got you that bike, I promised. I brought you on this trip. I just took you all around. You're wearing the clothes that matches your papa. I got you all that candy today.
Where's Mom? Why is Mom missing?
She's out in a little camp out. We were going to go meet her if you were feeling well. Do you want to come find her?
I saw y'all fighting, and she's missing.
We were fighting, oh gosh, now probably over a week or 2 ago there. Son, you want to go find Mama? She's out camping. They're on a wagon camp.
And you hear the gun cock again, and you hear his feet moving.
Fucking hey, I closed the goddamn door.
And when you close it, there's a little bit of wood that flies out at you as another bullet comes through the door.
Jesus fucking Christ, Davis. I don't know what to do here. All right. Do I hear the footsteps come towards the door?
There's no more footsteps right now.
All right, then I slam the door open and I try and tackle the little shit.
Well, that one might cost you. Make a. I'll call that dodging. Make a dodge roll.
Really? If I'm trying to fight, like brawl him?
Oh
attack
yeah,
him?
I guess so. Yeah. So make a fight roll then.
Perfect. That's so mine's
put you-
60.
That puts you at disadvantage, just so you know.
Does it?
Yeah.
Disadvantage or just means I lose ties?
Go ahead.
Oh god, I got a regular success.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh God.
And where's my little D6 when I need one? Holy cow. I can do division. There we go. Oh. As you go diving at Amos, you take a serious blow to the upper right of your torso as a bullet connects with you.
Fine.
Oh
Yep.
boy.
You take 5 points of damage.
Okay. Okay.
And we'll cut back to the scene outside as Colette and Lancelot and Buddy are gathered outside.
Would
Okay.
we hear a gunshot?
Mm-hmm. And would it
Certainly
be
you
would it be different than the party that's going on?
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those things. Would it stand out?
Lancelot will make a comment. Says, you see? Gunshots during the day. This is what happens when you come to this side of town. It's always happening almost every other day. Gunshots, body bills, the place. It's a menace. This town is being dragged down. Violence almost every day. I tell you, another dead body will be pulled out of body bills this evening. Almost every night.
I'll look at Buddy and say, did that sound like it came from Body Bills? Not from the square?
What do we think? Would I notice a difference, or would I think that it's part of the hubbub and people,
Why don't
shooting
you just
into the
roll
air?
on it. Make
Okay.
you can make like an intelligence roll or whatever
Yeah.
seems to make sense there.
Yeah, if it's intelligence, it's a success. Normal
Okay,
success.
Then you can kind of decide if that piques your curiosity.
Yeah, I mean, that did kind of sound like it was coming from the other direction, like behind us instead of in front of us. It is kind of weird. Is that maybe where
So see-
where Sam went?
If Sam's okay.
And so about that time, you'd hear another gunshot. Right.
Okay, now that we're paying attention,
Right.
we would notice it came from inside Body Bills.
Right.
Okay,
I mean, everyone in town's out here.
all right, run in.
How likely is it that Sam is associated with these shots?
Yeah, I just
You know
start.
the man.
Yep,
Yeah.
I would have started running at the second shot.
Okay.
Towards
then-
okay.
Yep, toward
and
the
then
gun.
as you're running up the stairs in Body Bills, you hear a third shot, and probably as you're running up the stairs, you hear a third shot, and you would hear Sam calling at this point, right? And so probably y'all would arrive at the top of the stairs as Sam has jumped through the door and taken the fourth shot. And I don't know if Sam cries out when he gets shot.
No, that stings, you little shit. And
Okay, so you're still. So we would see you sort of
I'd have
flying
jumped in.
through the air.
in towards the door, getting shot,
Yep.
saying that, and then I presume at this point grabbing him.
And
Well, you're shot. So you didn't make contact, and so are y'all walking into the room?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it without knowing like what the configuration is tough to know. But I mean, so we're seeing Sam's back going sort of through the door. Do we see Amos on the other side with the gun?
No, you would see him diving through, and then you would hear very directly a shot coming from within that room.
Right.
You would know that shots are fired inside that room.
Okay, and we
And
probably
we heard
see.
him say, "You little shit."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
And I guess we would know that. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I would
you do.
know that he's in there, and I know that he has guns. So I would yell, Amos, what are you doing? Stop! Put that gun down.
And so as are you walking in the doorway?
Yeah.
Okay, and so you see Sam laying on the floor, and you see little Amos standing over him, cocking the gun and saying to Sam, I'm gonna tell you a good night story.
Okay, I'm gonna yell, hoping to like shock him out of what he's doing. Amos, stop that! Put that gun down.
Okay, and use whatever you think would make an appropriate.
Yeah, because it would be, he's kind of going into MP mode.
And Sam, you have an action here, so you can.
Oh, do I got an action keeper? I suppose I would try and dodge at this point for my life.
So let's see here. This is probably going to be the first roll that I will not pass.
Motherfucker.
Tonight, because I rolled a 76 and I can't find anything that's high enough to. I don't have anything that's over 70.
Real good.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were working. I passed 4 rolls in a row tonight, and 3 of them were hard success or better. For me, that's huge.
The dice know what they're doing.
Sorry, Sam.
Did you make your dodge roll?
I've got a 38 and I made a 34.
Okay. So you made it. Okay. So as you yell at little Amos, he breaks for a second and he fires wild.
Okay.
And it not a hard hit, but it grazes your shoulder. You can decide if it's on your burned arm or not.
Mine.
Yeah, buddies.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because it goes wild.
Yeah. Okay.
And it hits your coat or your jacket.
Yeah.
And grazes the arm. So
okay.
Nothing worth rolling for damage, but it does
Okay.
make contact with you.
Okay. Do I now have time to just grab him?
Yeah, presumably at this point, because he would have to cock the gun, so you can. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I would just do like a grapple, pinning his arms to him, and try and knock with like one hand, try and knock the gun out of his hand.
Okay.
I would probably follow at some point here. I could get the gun out of his hand.
Okay. Great. Yep.
Okay. And let's see. And then can you just roll to see how well you grapple him?
Oh boy. Oh yes, 15.
Oh my God! Look at that. Okay, so yeah, you land Amos right on the ground, and the gun goes kind of skittering across the floor with its one round in there.
Oh,
and
so so if Miss Colette went up there, Lancelot would have followed, and he would have been watching. And the thing he's locked in on is the gun.
Okay.
And if the gun skitters, he will go instantly. He wants to pick it up.
Okay.
And he will start observing it very closely.
Okay. And Sam, I guess you're pushing yourself up off the floor.
Yep.
I'll help you up as much as I can.
I appreciate that, Colette. I don't know what got into the boy. He was upset about the cake, but he was possessed like a devil.
I thought they were toy guns.
You'd think they'd be given toy guns.
And Lancelot goes, this gun is an unsanctioned gun. This doesn't have the proper numbers on it that Mr. Loman approves of. This gun is an unsanctioned gun. This gun is an unsanctioned gun. And Lancelot takes the barrel and bends it.
Oh, shit.
Perfect.
What is going on?
Did you guys?
This is why I wanted him to meet you.
And Amos passes out, by the way, in your arms. He just kind of like collapses.
Okay. I'll hold him up. Did you guys? Did you see what he just did?
Yeah, Lancelot here has a surprising amount of strength. I thought it would be good for us all to talk together. Maybe not now, though. We need to get Sam to a doctor.
Sam, are you okay?
Well, I'm a bit shot.
Mr. Wagoneer, do you need some help standing? And Lancelot will put out an arm to help lift you up or he will pick you up, whichever you need.
Pick me up. No, that's fine. You can help me up. I'll take your help. And I say, but did you ever?
Excuse me, I
Amos?
was already helping him up.
Oh, you were.
Yeah, but this is my King Kong of a man. I mean, I'll be your little Daisy
That's
dude.
fair.
Come on here, Mr. Lancelot. And
Did you just say, I'll be a Daisy Duke?
I think he was trying to say, I'm your Huckleberry, but he just blew that line so bad.
Miss Colette, Miss Colette, for a balance, do grab his other arm. He with his arm shot that way, he'll lose blood. We need to balance him and carry him down the stairs. Would you grab that?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know any medicine?
Not. Let me think.
I mean, I do have pretty good first aid.
And then he goes. Actually, he goes. After a little bit of a stumble. Yes, a little. And he then he reacts and tries to start helping.
What does that mean? Like you just put Sam down in the middle of the hall, or
he tries to start
He's going to
helping.
put Sam to sleep.
and I'd ask you to take
point,
me. Go ahead.
And then he would stop. He goes, "No, I can't do this. This is for the doctor."
Just about to ask. Yeah, get me to the doc. Should be on his way. He's bringing me a ipecac syrup for there, Amos. I think this cake got him all poisoned in the brain.
So I'll pick up Amos, and we can all
if
head
the
to the
doctor's
doctor.
coming here, maybe we should just lay you down instead of trying to move you.
No, I'd like to please move me to the front of Body Bills. I need to try and meet this doc on his way.
All right. So the scene then would be Lancelot and Colette helping Sam out of the room with Buddy carrying Amos, who's limp in his arms, through the doorway, and we'll close on that scene.
Ooh, that was a lot that happened. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Under the Library. Until next time, you can find us at underthelibrary.com. Don't forget, check out our other show. It's called Up Your RPG and can be found wherever you get your podcasts. So for me, for Michael, for Emily, for Rick, and for Wayne, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next time.
Is this what this was?
This is bringing a sense inside of me that I haven't felt.
The one is way more concerning than the other. And you've done this before, and it's gotten my britches twisted.
But but Mr. Sam?
Well, I'm a bit shot. Jesus fucking Christ, Davis. I got you that bike, I promised. Little did I know it was gonna be me.